Rick Denney was born in Boissevain, Manitoba, and raised in the small town of, what is that?
Alsace.
Alsace. It must be small.
Alberta, Saskatchewan.
Alsace, Saskatchewan. It was in Alsace that, as a young boy, Rick found his love for sports, especially baseball and hockey. In 1970, his junior hockey career brought him to Winnipeg, where he began to play fast pitch softball in the summertime. Rick was known for a slick fielding. He was known as a slick fielding infielder with a hitter of exceptional speed. He was always a threat to get on base and a threat to then steal a base or two. In the early part of Rick's career, I hear the laughter from behind you guys.
That's Jimmy. We played together.
All right. We're telling a story. He often batted leadoff and played shortstop for Dawson Trail Esso, St. Vital Flocking Ducklings, great name. Terry Balkan, Hugh Betches, that was a car dealer in Winnipeg, I believe. Play All Sports Trophies, and the Selkirk Steel Kings. Over the years, Rick was awarded several league and team awards in 73 and 74. He was named to the individual the Industrial B All-Star team. In 1975, he was selected as an All-Star in the Senior Men's Industrial League. In 1986, Rick was selected the Winnipeg Fastball League All-Star and was awarded a Golden Glove by his team, the Winnipeg Internationals. In 1975, Rick attended his first of 10 Senior A National Championships representing Manitoba as part of the St. Vital team, and he would be part of 9 other Manitoba representatives at the Canadian National Championships between 1976 and 2002. Rick competed in 4 international softball categories, the ISC World Championships in 1984 at Allentown, Pennsylvania. He batted over 400 for the tournament with the Winnipeg Internationals. Later in his career, Rick added Master Men's Provincials to his list. He was a member of 9 provincial teams that represented Manitoba at the Western Canadian Championships, winning bronze in 1993 and 1998. Rick M. Denney is an inductee in the Manitoba Softball Hall of Fame 2020 in the athlete category.
Get over here. Congratulations. Get a good picture, Les. Sure. I'm going to get some abuse because of this crutch I have here, but I want to tell you that I've gone from 2 to 1 just for tonight. Okay, so I'm going to be a little quicker here because they told me that over the years they've heard me speak
a little too long, and they said, Rick, you only have about 4 or 5 minutes. So I'll try and be quick. I do want to thank the committee, everybody else involved for inducting me tonight. I have to say I'm quite honored by it and very pleased for all this. I was very, very lucky to play with a lot of very good teams. And if anybody that's played a high caliber of fastball, you have to realize that if you play with really good teams and good players, it makes you better, but it also gets you recognized. And I have to say that might be the case with me. So I was fortunate to play in the 80s and 90s when fastball was absolutely at its best. We got to travel all the way through North America and play against some wonderful teams and bat against the best pitchers in the world. And it made you better, but it also made you realize that if you work really hard and want to achieve something, you actually can do it. So taking those 100 ground balls a day and being in the batting cage for 50 or 60 pitchers, it does pay off. So we were lucky back then, and I played with some guys that are in the hall as well, and I do appreciate that, and some wonderful teams. By going to a lot of national championships and representing Manitoba, I got to see parts of Canada that I probably never would have gone to, and it made me appreciate how hard people work to get there. And I stayed playing at the senior A level just to go to the national championships. And I was fortunate enough to be, I'm not sure how many it was, but 9 or 10 or whatever it was. It was wonderful. I can never repeat that. And I feel wonderful doing it. And I was lucky also, like when I hit 40, I think Whitey might have been one of the guys, said, okay, now you're old. Would you like to come and play with the Masters? And I stopped playing senior A when I was 39 because I had broke my ankle. And they asked me to come and play with the Masters and represent Manitoba. And I think we went to 8 or 9, Whitey?
Yep.
Something like that, at least 9 or maybe 10. Anyhow, played with guys that we had played senior A with. We were fortunate enough to play in the Western Canada League, and the teams were phenomenal back then. And it seemed that when we flowed into over 40, it was the same guys we played when we were 30 and 35. So the ball was absolutely outstanding, and we had so much fun. You realize that if you're lucky enough to play the level that I played, that you have such camaraderie with the people that you play with, and you get to laugh, you get to joke, you get to tell stories, and we all know that the older we get, the better we were, okay? And we had all of that back then, and there's some guys in the audience like Gus, you're there, and he was one of the best ball players I ever played with, and he's going in with the Colonels. There's other guys that are in the hall, and I appreciate playing with them. But more importantly is that the longer you play, the more you appreciate the friendships and the fun and the times that make everything worthwhile for the amount of time that you put in. And nobody becomes really good unless they work their ass off at it, okay? And when you become really good, it's because you have a whole bunch of people playing with you that are also good. And I thank all the people that I played with. They made me better, without a doubt. They made me have so much fun. I am deeply honored for being inducted, to be honest with you. I want to thank my family for being here with me, all my friends, my teammates. Thank you, everybody.